Alrighty, folks. On Wednesday, we learned that people are diving into adjustable rate mortgages. Yes, according to some market moving information, ARMs are now making up 10% of all mortgage requests. I've gone a little bit deeper on this, and I've learned that ARMs with as short as 1 year to potentially 3 years are up 100% year on year. We're going to talk about why the demand has skyrocketed, and we're going to talk about why it works and why I hate ARMs, of course, because I will never change my opinion on ARMs, but I will agree that maybe in some corner cases it's here. So Jonathan, thank you for being here. Can you help me understand why people are going after 1 and 3 year ARMs at these record pace?
I think anyone right now, because the market is elevated, right? And when I say elevated, I always try to preface it with the fact that 2 years ago we were talking about 7s and 8s.
Yep.
Now we're actually talking elevated is in the 6s, right? But it's elevated. And so people are trying to make an escape as much as possible from that number because there is still a big class of people, and I think the majority of Americans believe that rates are going to be down by the next year to year and a half. So there's a huge class of people in that they think Kevin Warsh is going to bring it down. They think Trump's going to bring it down. Like that still exists. And a lot of those people, a lot of which are investors as well, are saying, okay, if that's the case, I want to take as low of a payment, low of a rate as I can right now so that I can come a year later, come 3 years later, because these loans, a lot of the DSCR loans, and we're talking about DSCR specifically, don't have prepays attached to them. So they're just either refinancing into this to take some cash out temporarily, or they're purchasing with this, expecting to refinance out of it in the next 1 to 3 years.
Okay. All right.
But
so go ahead.
It's 30-year. It's a 30-year loan, right? So I know there's a lot right now with, especially with the Brandon Turner situation that came out, like of the shorter term loans and buying time on your side, which I agree. But I think the saving grace of this ARM still is that it's a 30-year loan. There's no balloon, there's no cutoff. You can keep the loan. And in terms of keeping the loan, it's capped off on how much it can go up. And also it's qualified at 2% above the starting rate.
Okay. All
yeah.
right.
So there's some safety there.
I will agree.
Yeah.
So I want to paint the picture of where people are starting at today. Because again, I'm anti-ARM. I lived the GFC. I saw what ARMs did, but I will admit that ARMs today are not like ARMs of 2006, right? There's very little similarities. And I think you hit on them, a couple of them, but let's hit on them again. First and foremost, if people don't realize, in 2006, people qualified on the entry rate, which meant the lowest rate. Today, what I just heard you say is you're qualifying on 2 points above the entry rate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So that's a huge difference. And that's why everybody blew up in the GFC, because the teaser rate often lasted 2 years, and then it went from 1.9, 2.9, 0.9 to 7, 8, 9%. It was disaster. The other thing is these are fixed rate, right? These are still residential loans, which means the period or the term is 30 years. It's not like the commercial short-term paper that busted Brandon at year 3 or year 4. These are full duration loans.
Correct.
Okay. So now let's paint the picture of where people are starting. So again, if you were to get a 30-year mortgage rate today, you're probably 6.5 to 6 3/4. Where are you? Again, put all the caveats you want on it, but are you in the 6s for these, these wonderful 1 to 3 year products?
It's 5%, and at a certain time period, 5%. And last week at a certain time period, I saw 4.875 attached to it.
Oh, so we're meaningfully lower.
Meaningfully lower by at least 1.5 to 2% almost.
Wow. Okay.
From the starting. Yeah.
So I didn't realize it was that much. So again, 30-year fix, let's call it 6 3/4 today. Let's talk it 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
or 5.25 or whatever. So yeah, you're 1.5 lower, and then you're qualifying 2 points above. So that would be 7.5.
Correct.
Where would one of these loans cap out? Because it's not, I'm going to guess it's not 7.5. Is the cap like 10, 11, or where's the cap?
It's 5% above the starting. So
Okay,
10
so
and
10.
a quarter. Yeah, 10 and a
Okay,
quarter. If it's a
in this
5.25 example. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So there's a cap. It's double where you start, and is there a cap also how much it can go up every year? So it just doesn't go from 5.5 to 10.5. It would probably
Correct.
be some laddered
It's off
approach.
it's off the SOFR.
So for
So
okay.
so 6 months, cap 1% every single 6 months,
Okay.
up or
All right.
down.
That
And
makes sense.
then, but the first increase is the biggest, obviously, one.
Sure.
And that's capped at the 5. So
Okay.
it's like a 5-1-5 cap,
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, on
Got it.
the yeah,
Okay.
and I think the way that it's structured out is, um, assuming that the market doesn't move and we stay exactly where we're at, right?
Mhm.
You could be essentially at where you remain, right? So after the
Yeah.
year, after the 3 years, you might remain. Um, you're rolling the dice, but you might remain. Now, if the flip side of this, and this is it's interesting. Like I say it's interesting because I don't talk down on any other clients. I respect everyone's decisions. I just give the options, right?
Right.
It's interesting because there's a class of people that truly believe that rates are going to go down, federal funds rate go down, mortgage rates go down, indexes all go down. If they go down, then this also follows that down to its margin, which is 3%. And it could be
Wow.
it could be as low as like 2.5 to 3% and remain in that realm for, however long they think or want to stay in that realm. So
That's interesting. Yeah.
mhm. So
Because
it goes
again,
down.
yeah, because that's actually a very good point that we've never talked about. I always talk about arms exploding higher, but it's fact that they can go lower as well.
Mhm. Because the floor is the actual margin.
Correct.
So if it ends up being like, let's say SOFR is back at 0 again, I don't know if
Yeah.
that'll ever happen,
Right.
but if they are truly in the class of people that believes that SOFR could potentially go to 0,
Hmm.
this will get you in 3
Yeah.
for, however long you think, and then you have a 3%
Yeah.
investment loan, right? But
Yeah.
in the meantime, you kind of wrote it down from, let's say, 4.8755, 5.25 down
Right.
to 3. So
Okay.
you're getting the best of everything. However, my belief still is over the next year, and I think you too, rates are
Yeah.
probably going to be flat or tick a little higher before they go down.
Yeah.
But that is, again, if you're thinking still a year and you're not nervous about the time frame, and it's a good deal that you're buying, cash flows very well, that even if it went up to 10%, it would cash flow.
Hmm.
It's not really, I don't think it's as bad of a product, just purely based on the fact that there is a lot of savings that happens within the first at least 3 years.
Sure. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
1.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me kind of step back from this, and I'm going to try to paint an avatar of somebody that this might be good for, right? Because again, I still I repulse at the idea of arms, but I'm willing to admit they might be right for somebody. The first thing that comes to mind is if you are somebody who is going to be in and out of the property in 3 years or less. I think that makes complete sense, right? If you're flipping, whatever causes you to be in and out of this property in 3 years, why not take the 1.5 savings? I think that makes sense to me. If you are someone who has the belief that some people do apparently, which people are crazy, that you think Warsh and Trump and all of those will successfully get rates down, like with every fiber of your body. Certainly a bet I wouldn't place, but you do you, big boy. So I get that. But yeah, I just, are there other scenarios that you could see out there? Because I'm not seeing a ton, but again, these are up 100% for a reason, folks. So clearly, lots of people are leaning in that direction.
Yeah, I think another scenario is anyone that is looking to cash out of a property that right now might not be perfectly cash flowing.
Mm.
I think if they got into something in the sevens and eights and now it's an alligator, this is a
Yeah.
little bit of saving grace for those class of people to help
Okay.
them restabilize the property. It's almost mentally thinking. I think
Mm.
people need to think about it as a DSCR bridge type product, and I say put bridge in air quotes because it's not actually a short term loan,
Right.
but like a bridge type product where it's from point A to point B, right?
Got it.
So if you're not cash flowing, you bought an alligator, you just
Hmm.
okay, I bought an alligator, it doesn't cash flow,
I need a
but I'm at
lifesaver. Yeah.
8%. You know,
Yeah.
I'm at 8%. Now I can get something in the low fives, which is
Right.
3% lower
Yeah.
than where you're at.
Yeah.
Then
That makes
that
sense.
will definitely turn that property from an
No, for
alligator
sure. For
to
sure.
something that might cash flow. And then you get from point A to point B in terms of stabilizing or
Okay.
selling
I could see
in that
that.
time frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
So if
prepay.
you, yeah, no prepay.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. Yeah. If you're bleeding and this could be a tourniquet for you for 3 years, I completely agree. I think that's a very good insight. Yeah. You got another one like that, maybe? That was a good one.
Yeah, I think that's the main scenario that I think because
Okay.
I think the majority of people think, and I think too many people are betting their lives on rates,
Yeah.
right? I think more than before. I've never seen so many people bet their lives on rates than we have in the last like 2 years, right?
Hmm.
Because everyone's expecting and betting for rates to go down, and they're really just going to that blackjack table or roulette table and just putting it all on one color, right? And I think that from a mindset perspective, like this at least gives a little bit of a barrier in between the two, right?
Hmm.
But again, that might be wrong, that might be right, but we just need to like we have the
Yeah.
product available where it's like
Yeah.
if you wanted that out, you can have that out, right? It's not for everyone, but
No.
30-year fixed, you can still like even with the recent increases, we've been writing more, and you're gonna be happy to hear this, writing more deals at 5875 because people are just buying it down to set it and
Nice.
forget it
Set it, forget it.
on
Yeah.
30-year fixed than ever
Yes.
before. A lot of the
Love it.
listeners, that's all they're doing, which is
Good
which
for
is
you.
amazing. Yeah, which is amazing. That's I think where you need to be.
Yeah.
But for that other type, that other bucket, this is for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's close on this because obviously a lot of people in my school community use Convoy. You or your partner, Dustin, communicate with lots of them. Let's do a quick breakdown because I think a lot of, certainly newer investors, they're used to conventional lending and rate sheets and all of that stuff that come from that process. They're often coming to you doing their first DSCR loan. Why don't you kind of break down, the upfront process of a DSCR loan? Because it is different than conventional. Kind of break that down for us.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest difference is you're not using tax returns to qualify, right? That's the main difference. You want to keep it off your tax return in terms of like qualifying off debt to income ratio.
Mhm.
We're only qualifying on the property itself that the rent that the property creates. So principal, interest, taxes, and insurance on the mortgage payment, plus association if it's an
Yep.
HOA,
Yep.
that compared against the actual rental income of the property, right?
Mm.
I highly advise these days when you're looking at a rental, even if you're a first time, because I've been seeing so many people want to buy short-term rentals with DSCR first time.
Mm.
I've been advising against it. I've been
Good.
advising people to, if you're gonna buy a short-term rental, always make sure the long-term rental still covers. So
Yes.
calculate everything based on the long-term rental. So as
Good.
long as that, let's say the payment is 2,000 and the rents are 22,000, you're good. If it's 2,500 and 2,000 on the payment, even better. That's all that's being looked at on these DSCR loans. And then the difference again is you can put DSCR loans in LLCs, entities,
Mm.
that type of thing. Keep it off your personal credit report.
Yep.
Conventional, you can't. And again, technically, you're not supposed to be switching into LLCs for Fannie and Freddie products.
Yep.
So that's the difference there. DSCR loans from an upfront cost perspective are typically a little more, right?
Mhm.
Because in
That's fair.
conventional, you can wrap in the rate, right?
Yep.
You can wrap in more origination, you wrap in all that, and the rate stays pretty much similar. or DSCR doesn't do that. However, DSCR right now in markets like today is actually pricing better with a prepayment penalty than conventional is, because it doesn't move up as fast as the market does.
Yeah, it's wild. Very cool. Well, that's fun, folks. Again, if you're in my community, you know that I've personally used Convoy to help extract some equity so I can go shopping. There's a link now. We're actually on their website, folks. We've gone big time. convoyhomeloans.com/ORAT. Go check it out. Get started. Again, you got to tell them you came from ORAT so you can work with this fine gentleman, Jonathan, or his partner, Dustin. If you don't, you're in a queue. And you are just better than that. You do not belong in a line. Go to the guys at the top. Jonathan, any closing thoughts?
Keep doing the work. Right now, I think more than ever, like, please don't go out there and buy market or pay market price or above market price. It's not that market right now.
It's not that market.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thanks, family. Take care.
Thank you.